Hi friends, good evening. So now today I'm going to configure the dynamic routing protocol RIP and OSPF in our Palo Alto lab topology. Till previous video I already done the static routing, default routing and RIP, and I already show you the redistribution through static to RIP and connected to RIP also. I already done the connectivity from trust zone to untrust DMZ zone and DMZ to trust zone. I already done the netting, right? But what I'm going to do today, I'm going to do the all device wiped. So I will do the fresh configuration from beginning. So this time I'm not going to make the any static routing here. So from beginning I am going to make the configuration with the DMZ zone through the RIP and trust zone will be with the OSPF. Okay, so from starting, and I will make the reachability from trust to untrust through the netting and DMZ zone to untrust also through the netting. So I will do the everything this time from beginning with the RIP and OSPF, and I will make the redistribution also RIP to OSPF, OSPF to RIP. We'll do the filtering, route filtering. We'll see how to do the route filtering, and also we will see how to enable the authentication also on the RIP and OSPF both. So I already done the wipe of all device. I'm just going to do again wipe all. Okay, now I will do the configuration fresh from beginning so that I can show you everything from step by step from starting. So just make the power on because the Palo Alto is taking quite time to bring up. So I just now meanwhile Palo Alto will come up. I'm just going to do the configuration of routers. Okay, DMZ zone routers and trust zone routers. So I'm just going to enable the RIP here in DMZ zone and OSPF here in trust zone. Okay, yeah, so I will show you. So I'm just going to start the configuration of devices routers. Meanwhile Palo Alto will come up because of it's taking quite time, approx 5 to 10 minutes it will take time to come up proper. So just wait for some time. Meanwhile device will come up, then we'll start to configuration of. I will assign the IP address on ports, and then I will enable the routing protocol RIP and OSPF, and then we'll do the redistribution route filtering on Palo Alto firewall. Yeah. So you can see it's already done, the device is default, so I'm just going to remove this also because of its default here. So the default interface 0 by 0 interface. no interface loopback 0, no router OSPF 1. Similarly, I have to do these all three execute these three commands on all routers, because all router will have the same default configuration. You can see. So IP face brief, you can see. So I am just going to remove it. So first of all, make the interface default, no interface loopback 0, no router OSPF 1. Okay, no interface loopback 0, no router OSPF 1. Okay, conf t, because it's a default in device image, so we cannot remove, and so we have to do it manually. So that's why I'm doing. After then I will start the configuration. Okay, so now I done the everything, removed everything. Control Z, you can see here. So IP interface brief, you can see everything is removed and the device is fresh. Control Z, show IP interface brief, you can see. You can see device is now fresh, nothing is there. Now I'm going to start the configuration from beginning. So first of all, I'm going to assign the IP address on ports like gig 0 by 0 and gig 0 by 1. Similarly on router 2 also 0 by 0 and 0 by 1, and LAN router 1 and LAN router 2 also will the same. Then I will enable the routing protocols on router first, then we'll do the same on Palo Alto also. So first of all, come to the router, DMZ zone router 1 interface, gig 0 by 0, that is IP address 172.168.148.101. Okay, 255. No set. Come to the interface 1, IP address will be just 138.254. No shut. Okay, do right. So IP interface brief. Sorry, you can see. Now come to the router 2. Conf t interface gig 0 by 0, IP address, that is 172.168.148.102, 255.255.255.0. No shut. 0 by 1, IP address is 128.254. No shut. Do right. You can see IP address assignment is done on the both router of DMZ zone. Now come to the trust zone. LAN router 1 conf t interface 0 by 0 IP address, that is 10.168.148.101 255.255.255.0. No shut. 138.254, right? No shut. Do right. You can see IP address assignment done, IP address done. Now LAN router 2. Sure. Okay, so I have done the IP assignment part on all the four routers of trust zone and DMZ zone, and now I will do the enable the routing protocol. Okay, so IP interface brief, you can see done. You can see done on. What I'm thinking, I'm just going to enable the WAN router configuration also, right? On this time only. Interface 0 by 0. This interface will be which one? This one. So this one is connected with the ISP, right? So this will be the our outside interface, right? So I have to define IP net outside, because of I will do the netting also here, so that our private IP can reach to communicate with the public. So that's why. Okay, yeah, IP net inside, IP net outside. So this interface will be the part of IP net outside. Then IP address DHCP. No shut. That's it. Now I'm going to configure the interface 0 by 1, that is connected with the WAN switch 1, and that is for the router WAN Palo Alto firewall. Okay, so this time come to the interface 0 by 1 IP net. This one will be part of inside, and the IP address will be 101.1.254 255.255.255.0. No shut. Now I'm going to configure the interface 0 by 2, that is connected with the external router 1. So 2 IP net inside. Okay, IP address 102.1.1.254. Okay, now come to the interface 0 by 3. Okay, 0 by 3. It will be also part of net inside interface. IP address will be just change the 102 to 103. That's it. No shut. Hmm. Come to the 1 by 4, 0 by 4, and IP net inside, and IP address is 104. Okay, no shut. Okay, okay, done. Now come to the configure first. I have to make the configure the access list, so that I can call the interesting traffic of inside also. Just do it here. Access list 100 permit IP any. Okay, and now configure the PAT IP NAT inside source list 100 permit IP in 100 interface list 100 interface interface. Okay, source. I forgot to make the list. That's why it was not there. List interface and then define the outside interface, right? So gig 0 by 0 and just mention the overload command. So it's done now. Our WAN router configuration is done. You can do the testing. Ping 8.8.8.8. It should reachable. You can see it's reachable. Now I will do the testing through the source. So I will make the source 0 by 1, that is the connected with the Palo Alto firewall WAN switch. So source is 101.1.254. You can see. So it means our WAN router is properly configured now. Do right. Sorry, right. Now I will do the Palo Alto later. First of all, do the complete configuration on router. So I am just going to enable the routing here, right? Conf T router on DMZ zone I will enable the RIP. Okay, so router already show you in previous video also how to configure the RIP here. So in this video I am just going to show you DMZ zone router will configure through the RIP. Trust zone will be configured through the OSPF. In upcoming next video I will show. So in upcoming video I will remove the RIP from DMZ zone. I will configure the BGP in DMZ zone and then we'll do the redistribution. So I'm trying to cover the all dynamic routing protocols. That's why. Okay. So come to the router RIP. Okay. Version 2 network 172 168 148 0. Similar 138 also I'm going to enable. Do right. Currently I'm not enabled any authentication here. So show IP route RIP. No route is here. You can see. Now I'm just going to enable the RIP here also. Router RIP. Okay. Version 2 network will be 172 168 148 0, then 128, this one. Okay, this network prefix. Do right. Now I've done the routing on DMZ zone RIP also. So this time if I will check the show IP route, so I should get the one route because of you can see router 2 and router 1 both have the enable with the 148 segment. So if you will be previously I was checked, no route was found. This time if you will execute the same command, you can see this time I received one prefix from router to this prefix. Okay, this prefix you got. Okay, so and if you will execute the same command here, so you will get the one route of this prefix 138. So just show IP route RIP. You can see 168 138. That's it, right? Okay, but now I'm just going to enable the OSPF here in trust zone. Conf T router OSPF 100. One I'm just going to before enable the OSPF I need. So here in LAN router I'm just enabling the one EIGRP also. So first of all, I'm just going to configure the one loopback here, conf t interface loopback 21. Okay, and IP address will be 21 dot 21 dot 21 dot 21 255.0.0 slash 8. It will be prefix. Okay, to write. So on router 2, I will configure the this prefix. Gig 0 by 1 will be the part of OSPF with the area different, and 0 by 0 will be the part of area 0, and the loopback, which one 21 I just created now, that will be the part of EIGRP, and I will do the redistribution here, and then I will see the output. Okay, so come to the router 1 first. Router OS and router 1, both interface will be, both prefix will be the member of area 0 only. So OSPF 100 router ID 101.101.101.101. Okay, network 172, sorry, 10168.148.0. You can, if you want, you can write the tech complete prefix. So I'm not going to advertise the subnet. I'm just going to advertise the complete what IP address is there. So the IP address is 10.168.148.101. So I'm just writing here. Define the wildcard mask, that is 0 by 0 by 0. Okay, area will be area 0. Another network, that is the IP address 138.254, and the wildcard mask is 0.0.0.0. That is, now do right, Control Z. Now come, you can see, so run. How you will check the configuration of OSPF, what configuration you've done. So run pipe section OSPF. You can see, so IP OSPF never, nothing, no prefix is there, no never is there. Now you will get the never once we'll done the configuration on router 2, then you will get one never. So we will check. So now I'm going to configure. So conf t, first of all, router EIGRP 21. Okay, network 21 21 21 21 0.0.0. Okay, okay, exit and come to the OSPF. Now router OSPF 100 router ID, that is 102.102.102.102. Okay, advertise. So here the prefix 10.168.148.102 will be the member of area 0, and 10.168.128.254 will be the member of area 1. Okay, so network 10.168.148.102. I'm talking about this one. Okay, so and wildcard mask 0.0.0 area 0. Now I'm going to configure the this one 128. Okay, so this time I'm just going to change the area 0 to 1 and 128.254. Okay, and so I have done the OSPF configuration. Now I'm going to do the redistribution. So for that, router OSPF 100 redistribute EIGRP 21 SUB subnets. It's done. Now you just think, if you will be check the show IP route OSPF, so what route you will receive on router 1, and what route you will receive on router 2. I will receive on router 2 the prefix that will be 138, 10.168.138, because this one is the member of area 0. If I will execute the same command on router 1, I will receive two prefix. One will be 128 prefix, that will be the area 1, and another I will receive, that is the EIGRP prefix, that is 2121. So let me check. So IP route, first of all check the neighborship. So IP OSPF 1, so IP OSPF never, you can see never is up. So IP route OSPF, you can see I receive on router 2, that is 10.168.138 prefix. That one is this one. Now executing the same command on router 1. So IP OSPF never. You can see it's up. So IP route OSPF this time. You can see I received two prefix. One is the 21 and another is 10.168.128. Right? Okay. Now come to the Palo Alto part. Okay. So I'm going to start the Palo Alto configuration, and after then I will see the further configuration. So admin, it's asking you the reset password. Admin, reset the new password. It's done, right? You can see. Now I remove it. Not required. I will log in it here only, because in just write the 192. I'll just a minute. I'm just thinking I'll need to, not required, mandatory, but if you want, I want to try. I'm trying to represent the lots of features. Whatever feature I know, I can represent here. So that's why. Now suppose this IP address is machine. If you want, you can check. So interface, so system info. So yes, why yes, term info. You can see all details here. So what is the IP address, what is the gateway, what is the subnet, everything. But suppose I want this IP address is got through the DHCP, right? But now I want to change it. I want to assign the static IP address. So what, first of all, you have to think management interface is in DHCP mode. So if you will be assigned a directly IP address, it will not take. So first of all, you have to make the interface static. So configure, and now set device config system type, change it static. Now configure the IP address what you want. Set device config system IP IP address, that is I want to keep the IP address 192.168.178.101. I already show you these steps in first video of this series. You can see there also. Now some net mask will be 255.255.255.0, and default gateway, that is 192.168.178.2. Done. Now commit and wait till the commit successful. Okay, so it's done. Now come to the exit and verify it. So system, sorry, system info. Okay, you can see now your IP address is changed and it is a 101. Now I'm just going to try to access the GUI of Palo Alto firewall. That is this IP address, right? Come, okay, admin, and now it will be open. So this one is your dashboard first. Okay, remove it. Okay, close. Okay, if you want add some more things, you can add. So how you will add? I'm showing you. So go to widget, okay, application. If you want to add the top application logs you want to which show on your uh, dashboard, you can add it like here. You can see. So currently it's not configured, so nothing is showing you. Okay, so not I'm going to do this thing. I'm just going to do the interface configuration. So what interface? I just you can drag it here because of hmm, I just add only this one. So what interface I'm going to configure what. So you can see in this all interface is showing you down because of still no interface is configured. Only management interface configured. Come, how you will configure the interface? First of all, you know Palo Alto is the zone based firewall. So if you want to configure the interface, first of all you have to make the member of any zone. Without make the member of zone, you cannot force the policy, security, anything on the interface. So first of all create the zone. So here three zone, that is DMZ, trust and untrust. So I'm going to create three zone. First of all DMZ, okay, type will be L3, okay, 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 trust zone, untrust zone, UN01, okay, adjust the column so that it will be visible a little better. That's why, okay, it's so zone creation is done. Now come to the interface, configure the interface, okay. So first of all 0 by 1, this interface is the member of untrust zone. So just connect it to untrust zone ISP 01, okay. Interface type will be L3, okay. And default routing, it's a default. I'm just going to use it. In upcoming video I will show you. I will create this the virtual router also manually and I will show you. Currently I'm just going to use it default. It is a kind of VRF, okay. So I will explain you later in upcoming videos. You can just mention it default security zone. The interface will be the member of untrust zone, okay. Now IP address, assign the IP address on interface, that is 101.1.1.1/24, okay. Now for the testing purpose I'm just going to enable the ping on this interface. So come to the advanced, create the one management profile. So MGMT PROFILE ping. I'm just enabling the ping only. Whatever prefix, whatever feature you want to enable, you can just check that. So I'm not going to enable anything. I'm just only enabling the ping. That's it. Okay, done. Similar, I'm just going to configure the 1 by 2. That is the member of DMZ zone. Okay, so first of all, remove the untrust to DMZ zone. DMZ switch, DMZ switch 01, right? You can see this interface is connected with your DMZ switch 1, right? So that's why. Okay, interface type is L3. Okay, so default security zone will be the DMZ zone and the IP address will be 172.168.148.254/24. Okay, already I have created the management profile, so just call them. Okay, okay. Now come to the 1 by 3 that is connected with your trust zone. So TRUST trust zone. Switch name is trust switch. Okay, either you can define what is LAN switch. So just change the name. Okay, that's it. Now interface type L3, then virtual router will be default, security zone is trust zone, IP address is 10.168.148.254/24. Just call the profile, management profile. Now our interface configuration is done. Just okay. Meanwhile, I'm not going to enable the routing protocol. I will, after commit successful, I will start to configure the routing. Either no issue, I'm just configuring the routing protocol also. So if you are to enable the routing protocol, where you have to go first? First of all, just I'm going to take the console of Palo Alto here. 192.168.178.101. Accept. What is the username? Admin @ okay. So now if currently you will check, I just executed not required. So routing route, you can see no route is there, right? Okay, one more thing, if no route, then you will not be able to ping the anything because of nothing is configured here, right? After I will do the commit, you will see some route will be there that will be the connected directly. So I'm not going to do the anything. I just enable the interface, just configure the zone, and I just done the configuration of interface. Nothing is else. I'm just commit it, and then I will see the output here. Okay, do one thing. So just wait for the commit successful. You can see commit successful, right? So configuration committed successfully. Now I'm just going, you can see the port is up and you will see the same thing here on dashboard. You can see now your port is showing you green and up, right? Everything you will see here, right? So now come to the interface and come to the CLI and see. Previously I was executed the command show routing route. No route was there. Now this time you can see some routes there. But that is connected interface that route. You can see A and C. That is active connect. Okay. So now I am going to do the configuration of routing. This time, first of all, I'm going to configure the routing protocol RIP here, right? Then we'll do the OSPF and I will do the after then I will enable the authentication. So first of all, come to the static, sorry, RIP. Okay, just enable the RIP. Okay, call interface. Which interface will be the you want to enable under the RIP? So the interface is, you can see 1 by 2, that is DMZ zone, and it will be in RIP. So 1 by 2 and do it OK. Now going to configure the OSPF, enable the OSPF. So just enable the OSPF, define the router ID. So in this time I'm going to enable 111.111.111. Now add, if you want you can define the range also, if but it's not the compulsory. So if suppose you want to enable you want to define the range, so what will be the range? The range will be of the interface, that is 110.168.148.0/24. So just add define the range also, no issue. 10.168.148.0/24. Okay, router ID will be defined here in format of /32, is 0.0.0. in IP format, right? Okay, interface, which interface you want to enable the OSPF in Palo Alto? So the interface is 1 by 3, so call them 1 by 3. Okay, now I'm going to just commit. Let me check after commit successful what will be the output of routes. This time I should get the route from RIP and OSPF both. So let just wait to configuration successful, commit successful, then I will check. Okay, close it. Now we need to verify once again. This previous output was this. Previously I was received only active and connected. This time you see the routes. You are getting the routes from OSPF also, 10.168.128, 138, right? 21 prefix is also you are receiving with the /8, right? That is what, just you select it, AO2, right? What is the meaning of AO2? A means active, right? O2, what is the meaning of O2? You can see here OSPF external type, right? So it is indicating the prefix is external prefix, right? Because of it was the prefix of EIGRP and I did the redistribution there on router, right? So that's why. Okay. Now it means the you can check it. Nothing. You can see here all right. You can see this time you will check the OSPF neighbor. You will get the neighborship up with the firewall also. You can see, right? You can show IP route OSPF. Okay, because of no prefix I advertised from the router or the Palo Alto firewall. So that's why you are not getting. So IP OSPF never. You can see both from both. We are getting the neighborship up from firewall. Now this time I am showing you just a minute redistribution. Okay, so currently you can see no any re prefix you are getting on, no any prefix DMZ prefix you are getting on trust zone and trust to DMZ. So now I'm going to enable the redistribution. So for redistribution on Palo Alto firewall, you have to create the profile, right? So come to the default virtual router default redistribution profile. What you are going to redistribute? I'm going to do the redistribute rip into OSPF. Okay, define the value. So which I'm going to prefix rip, but make sure when you are going to read create the profile, you should enable redist. If you will not enable, then it will not redistribute. Okay, so make sure it. Okay, now create the profile for OSPF also. OSPF into rip. Okay, just select the OSPF, redistribute. So this now I have done the profile redistribution profile created. Now I have to call this profile also under the configuration. I haven't called yet, right? So come to the RIP. You have to export rule. Go to export rule. Just call the OSPF into RIP, right? Come to the OSPF. Go to export rule. Call the RIP into OSPF. Okay, okay, and commit. So now, after configuration committed successfully, you will see this time your DMZ zone prefix will be show you here in trust. Untrust prefix will be show you in DMZ router. I already take the previous logs. You can see no any route was come redistributed, means no any prefix we received from trust zone on DMZ zone. You can see, but and you can see here also no any DMZ zone prefix is here and here also. Just wait for the commit successful. After that, we'll verify once again. Yeah, you can see commit is done successfully. Verify it. You can receive, right? 172, 168, 128, 138 and 148. Right? Similarly here you can see 172, 168, 128, 138 and 148. All. Similarly on DMZ zone also you will see a rip. You can see 10.168, 128, 138, 148, right? And you can see 28 prefix also of EIGRP, right? I was done the redistribution. So that one is also you can see. Means all the prefix are redistributed. Trust to DMZ zone to trust. So what do you mean? This time if I will try to ping from DMZ zone to trust zone. 10.168.138.254. Source will be 172.168.138.254. Is it ping or not? It will not. You can see it's not pinging. Ping 10168.128.254. Source 172.168.128.254. It will not ping. Similarly, I'm going to ping from trust zone to DMZ zone. So ping 172.168.138.254. Source 10.168.138.254. You can see no pinging, not ping 172.168.128.254. Source 10.168.128.254. You can see ping is not. And so what is missed? You can see all the routes are there. Trust zone prefixes are redistributed to DMZ and DMZ zone prefix is distributed to trust, but still it's not pinging to each other. Why? Because of policy. We have not enabled the policy here. So come to enable the policy. And once the policy enable, I will do the enable the authentication and then I will show you. So come to policy. Just I'm going to allow the policy trust to DMZ zone, DMZ zone to trust, vice versa. Okay. So DMZ zone to trust zone to okay, copy paste. Just call the both zone, right? DMZ trust. Destination will be also same. DMZ zone trust zone. Okay, commit. Once it will be done, you will see both will be a start to ping each other. Trust to DMZ zone, DMZ zone to trust. So just wait for commit successful. Now you can see commit is done successfully, right? So just do the testing once again to ping. Try to ping from DMZ zone to trust. You can see this time I am able to ping. You can see now DMZ zone trust to DMZ. You can see means it's a start to reach each other, vice versa. Now I am going to enable the authentication. So first of all, I'm going to enable authentication on RIP here. So current you can just capture the current routing protocol. So routing table. So IP route RIP. Okay, you can see, right? Now going to configure how you will enable the authentication here. For that, first of all, you have to create a key chain. I'm going to define the name is RIP. Okay, as it is. Whatever it's depend on you what you want to keep the name. Okay, key. I'm just going to one keychain. Keychain means what authentication password you want to keep. Through that it will authenticate. So that's I'm just going to keep it Cisco. CISCO. Okay. Now come to the interface. It's sorry. Okay, we have to just come to yeah interface gig 0 by 0. Now IP rep authentication. Okay, IP rep authentication keychain. Call them keychain name rep. If you will be leave this configuration on here, so you are it means your authentication will be enabled here plain text. But this time everything is depending on security. Everything is matter to security, right? So I don't want to keep it plain text. For that you have to change it in IP rep authentication mode MD5. Okay, do right. And before enable the authentication, you can see you will get the route, right? I'm just going to show you IP. Just enable the debugging. Debug IP rep. You will see the logs here. Just wait. You will see now the invalid authentication error. Invalid authentication from you just copy this port and do one thing. I'm just going to uh, copy. Don't save. Uh, Control V. You can see the logs. 172, 168, 148, 102 is the IP address of router 2. Now you are getting the invalid authentication because of there is no any authentication enabled. No any authentication is enabled yet on firewall. So you can see from both you are getting the invalid authentication. If you will check now the routing table, so you can see routing table is showing right, but it's false. If you will be clear IP route star, now you will see the no any route will be you will not no found any route. You can see nothing is there, right? So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to enable the authentication route on router 2 also. So you will see the invalid authentication. You can currently getting the invalid authentication from router 2 means from this IP also. But after enable this, you will not get this IP, this log. So just come to the router 2 conf t key chain rep key string exit interface IP rep authentication. Okay, keychain rep. Now change the mode MD5 because of currently I enable that is plain. Now I'm going to enable the MD5. Do right. If I will enable the debugging here, now I will receive the invalid authentication from firewall only, not from the router 2 also. So debug IP rep. This time you will see the same logs. Invalid authentication from firewall because of I haven't enabled the uh, authentication on firewall yet. That's why. So just wait. Meanwhile, you can come here Now this time you can see only I'm getting the invalid authentication from this IP, right? 254, that is the IP address of firewall, right? If you will check now this time show IP route rip, you will get the route also, right? Yes, because of never CP is up with the router 2. You can see only you will get the invalid authentication from the firewall IP address. Just a minute. From firewall. So what do you mean? Means first of all I have to come to the firewall and I will enable the authentication on firewall also. Then we'll verify once again what IP. So what will be the output? So IP route RIP. Currently you can see all routes is there, but if you will be clear it, see clear IP route. Okay, now check. You can see only single route, that is the from router 1. Now come to the firewall. How you will enable the authentication here? Come to the virtual router default. I'm going to enable the authentication in RIP, right? So come to the RIP. Authentication profile, you can see. Just create the profile for authentication. So I'm going to create AUTH name. It's a profile name, right? Authentication PROFILE RIP. Okay. Hmm. You can see there is a two option, that is simple and MD5. I enabled on router with the MD5, so you have to enable here also MD5. Just key type 1, key ID, key CISCO, CISCO. Just okay. Okay, you can see it's done, right? Now you have to call this profile in RIP, right? So just come authentication profile, you can see, right? Just call them. Okay, okay, commit. Meanwhile, before commit, you can check here the route, show routing route. You can see the RIP route is not present, right? This route you are getting, that is the connected route 148. It is a connected, you can see. So come to commit, commit and wait. Okay, here. Currently you can see you are getting the logs continuously invalid authentication from this. After commit successfully, you will not get this log. Okay, so just wait. Commit is successfully. Now come to the router and verify once again. So you can see received packet with the MD5 authentication from router 2. Just you will get the, you can see received in MD5 authentication from 254, that is the IP address of firewall. Okay, so I'm just checking the route this time. So IP route, you can see now you are getting the prefixes from the OSP trust prefix also, because of I enable the authentication on firewall and it's a start to work. So I'm just stop the debugging because of it's creating lots of things. You can see similar here. So IP route, you can see. So Now you understood how to enable the authentication in RIP, right? You can check ping also working fine, reachability fine. Now similarly I'm going to show you the enable the authentication on OSPF. How you will enable the authentication on OSPF. So come, now RIP is done, right? I already show you in RIP authentication, configuration, redistribution, everything, right? Come to the OSPF. On OSPF, how you will enable the authentication here? Come, conf t. First of all, you have to go to the router, OSPF 100. Sorry, just router. Okay, area 0 authentication. Sorry, authentication message digest. Now you will get the logs. Never see will be stop down. If you want, you can. Yeah, no valid authentication send key available now on interface 0 by 1. You will start. Just come to the interface 0 by 0 IP OSPF authentication message digest. Okay, and message you can see your neighborship is down, full to down because of you enable the authentication in area, right? That's why. So message digest, that's it. Now what authentication code you want to keep, that you have to define. So what will be the command? So IP OSPF message digest key will be 1, then type MD5 and what will be the key? CISCO. That's it. Okay, it's done. Do right. If you want the configuration verification, you just execute the command show run pipe section OSPF. You can see what I have done the configuration and show IP OSPF never. You can see neighborship is down because of I haven't enabled the authentication here also. So I am just going to enable the authentication on router 2 also as well. Router OSPF 100 area 0 authentication message digest. Okay, come to the interface and G 0 by 0 and IP OSPF authentication message digest IP OSPF message digest key MD5 CISCO. This time you will see the neighborship will be come up from the router 1 to router 2 and router 2 to router 1. You can see neighborship is came up with the router 1 downloading to full. If you will verify show IP show OSPF never, you can see, but neighborship is down with the firewall because of I haven't enabled the authentication on firewall yet. So let me come to the firewall and enable the authentication. You are getting this. You are getting the no valid authentication send key. Okay. So in router 1, I have defined the enable the OSPF on both side, right? 0 by 1 and 0 by 2. So that's why you are getting this log. So just do one thing, conf t, just come to the one and just call the same here. Do right. That's it. Control Z. Okay. Now Come to the firewall. How you will enable the authentication in OSPF on Palo Alto firewall? You just see. Okay, Yes, you can see OSPF authentication profile. Just create the profile, right? AUTHPROFILE OSPF. Hmm. What types of authentication you want? Simple or MD5? I want MD5 because I enable the MD5 on router. Now define the key value, then key CISCO, right? CISCO Cisco. Just okay. Okay. Now you have to call this in OSPF, right? So come to the area, interface. Here you can see authentication profile. Just call them and okay. This time after commit successful, you will see your neighborship will become up with firewall also. So just wait for the commit successful. After then we'll verify. You can see configuration committed successful. Now verify the thing. You can see neighborship which came up. You can verify it. So IPOSPF never. You got neighborship up with the firewall also. This one. Similarly on router 2. You can see, right? Now the thing is show IP route. Okay, you can got see. Okay, just wait. OSPF. Now you can see the prefixes. Everything is fine. If you want, you can verify with the ping also. Just check the reachability. This time you will get the reachability. Okay, okay. So now you next I'm showing you some route filtering. So IP route. This time you can see here the routes. What routes is there? 10.168.128, 10.168.138, 10.168.148, and 21. According to Palo Alto firewall, the routes type is 10.168.128, 138, and 21. So 21 is the route of external route. So this time I'm going to enable the route filtering on Palo Alto firewall in OSPF. Sorry, redistribution profile. Just come to the OSPF and you can see the option of OSPF filter. This time, so I'm going to enable only external one to enable redistribute only external prefix. Okay, not the other prefixes. So I want to enable the external prefix only redistribute. Just okay, okay, commit. Which one is the external prefix? The external prefix is here, this one, 21. So rest of all the prefixes should be removed from the DMZ zone, right? I allowed only external prefix redistribution. Just let me see, is it or not after commit successful. Come to the firewall, just verify. You can see our rest of all prefixes are removed. Only 21 prefixes are here. You can see, right? I'm getting only external prefix, that is 21. According to firewall, only this prefix is the external prefix. O2. O2 you can verify here. O2. OSPF external type. That's why. If you will check through the ping, you will be get no reachability because of I enable the filter. I just remove the route. But if you will be ping the 21 segment, you will be able to ping. Just remove it and try to ping 21. You can see. So, but now I'm going to change it something on firewall. Come to firewall, OSPF, sorry, the distribution profile, OSPF into RIP, OSPF. This time I want to allow external plus intra area, means internal prefixes. Whatever prefix is internal, that will be allowed only. I don't want to allow this external prefix also. So which prefix is the internal? Inter, inter, intra prefix is, I'm just make the commit, that is 10.168.148 and 10.168.138. These two prefix should be allowed here. Let me check after commit successful. Only these two prefix will be so will be allowed on in redistribution on DMZ zone. Rest of prefixes will be removed. So wait for this. Commit successfully. Come to the router. Just verify. So IP route. You can see previous log was this one. This time new log is this one. You can see 138, 148, 10.168, 138 and 10.168, 148. Correct? These two prefixes is only. Area 0, right? That is the intra area. Now, if you will be try to ping 21, last time it was ping, right? This time it will not ping because of I filter them 21 prefix. That's why you are not able to ping, right? Okay. So now in this video, I already show you the route filtration, authentication, redistribution in dynamic routing protocol, RIP and OSPF, how we can do. In this video, I'm going to configure this much only. In upcoming video, next video, what I will show you. In next video, I will show you the configuration of netting. I was show you in previous videos, right? I was done the netting. So but that time the configuration was between the DMZ zone to firewall and trust zone to firewall was static and default route. That's why. And I was done the reachability from trust to untrust and DMZ zone to untrust zone. But what I will do in next video, I will be continue from here only. I will be enable the netting with the routing enabled RIP here only. RIP routing is enabled from DMZ zone to firewall and the trust to firewall is OSPF. Now I will continue. I will show you once again the netting and I will make the reachability from inside to outside with the dynamic protocol. So and after then I will remove the RIP from DMZ zone and I will enable the BGP and I will again show you the make the reachability from inside to outside. Okay, so thanks for watching in this video this much only. In next video I will show you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe if you really enjoy the videos.